Any approve the minutes and memorandum of the following meetings, January 6, 2025 council meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor?
Did you get the name fixed in there?
Yes.
Okay. Aye.
All opposed? Department heads, Jared?
Justin, IDEM came up and did their inspection on the water plant the other day with Justin. Everything went pretty good. Obviously, they always find a little something here and there, but seems like they've followed up pretty quickly. Justin has, along with Ken's help, to get anything addressed that they saw that needed addressed. So everything went well. Ken's helping work on our wellhead 5-year plan that we have to have done every 5 years. So he's gonna help with that. There are bids. I talked to Ken on the way here. The paving bids will be Thursday. Just as a reminder, they're going to be open and everything like that. I'm supposed to do a walkthrough with one of the companies over the sidewalk over by Lumberyard tomorrow morning, just because they wanted to get their eyes on it and see what it would look like. JR's truck, probably 2 weeks out from being fixed. I talked to him yesterday, but they're working through it, so it should be done soon. But it's still, everything's covered, right?
Yeah, they have to.
Through last year's, yeah, which she'll bring up on encumbering funds we had left over from last year. So should be good there. Police department wise, we've been busy, but running smoothly. So I don't think I have anything else. The sub-zero temperatures, I thought we did pretty decent with deciding when we touched the roads and when we wouldn't, because we worry about water mains breaking and everything like that. So we like to have a little bit of snowpack on the ground for insulation. So, but I thought they were pretty good otherwise than that. So I don't really think of anything else right at the moment. So if you have
Hasn't
anything,
had anything like with this plant freezing up like it was last year.
we have not yet. So everything seems to be going good. The lift station on Burke near Sherry, that's running again good. The old one seems to be clogged up now, but the new one we got in there is working fine. So we're not worried about it at the moment. We'll probably see if, about looking at ourselves, not, then we'll call them in to clean anything out of it. But we do have a mount system for the back of the truck that we've got to get set up so we can avoid those big costs every time they come out just to unplug a well or a lift pump, station pump. So Egg Life's still doing their thing. We've been in communication with them, so still waiting to hear back on results once they start coming in here soon, probably next week. I'll keep you posted on it when I see it. So
Is Jeff and Justin working on their license? Jeff on his second license and Justin on his first?
Jeff, I don't know. We're dealing with the lift station and other issues. I need to ask him on that. I think he is. Justin's been working hard towards his study and everything like that. We got him set up with a monitor to help with his iPad in there. So when he's at the plant, he's not busy. He's studying right now. I think he's working towards it pretty well. So he's done a good job keeping up with that. And, we did just get a man lift put in. He installed that already. That we got is in the shop. We're waiting on electric to be installed for it.
For what?
Oh, I'm not the man lift, the vehicle lift.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm still exploring man lift options. So, but only if there's a good deal out there. Yeah.
But sometimes it's too good to be true. Man.
Yeah. When you get it and you find you have a lot
There's a lot of issues.
of issues to fix. So I'm not in a rush, but we do have a lift coming this week. We were supposed to have it last week, but there was some issues getting it over here that we're getting it loaned to us for free to take down the decorations, and we're going to knock some other things out with it while we have it. So, but besides that, I think everything's.
We're taking the decorations down?
We're taking them down this year, and we're going to recess all that after the winter. How we're going to address.
Put them up.
I'll help take it.
Okay, I'll let you know once we get that. So it depends on the weather too. Like we have another weather event possibly coming in this weekend, so we'll see how it tracks. So I'm hoping to have it by the end of the week, and we can grab one day here Thursday or Friday and knock it out. So
If not, we might use
yeah, worst case scenario, we can do that.
Use what?
back to maybe meeting when I did it, that one, you're pretty quick.
Is Donnie gonna be able to cover why Justin is gone?
Yep, that's all taken care of. It's, regular day-to-day stuff, the little stuff we got. Everybody's gonna chip in like we did for Jeff. Everybody's doing well, like starting to cross-learn jobs and be a little bit more efficient, so we don't have to lean on that. But Donnie's gonna work with us hand in hand, so, because it's his license that we're operating under right now anyways. But yep, he's already ahead of it, and Justin's already scheduled it with us, so.
Can we get some salt on some streets?
We've ordered it, we've got it all now, we got plenty for the moment. I talked to him about that yesterday. I came out and plowed a little bit yesterday, late afternoon, to knock some of the drifts back. That salt, certain temps, doesn't necessarily work the greatest. So.
Okay.
I put some out around town hall yesterday and it was struggling.
It's struggling.
I scooped all the sidewalks around here yesterday and cleaned out the front and then threw salt down, but the salt towards the early evening hours didn't seem to be cut. I don't know how it looked this morning early when you came in, if it was melted.
It looks good.
Good, okay, so then it worked, though.
Is that it then, Terry?
That's all I got.
Terry, Terry, for the clerk's treasurer report?
Okay, I have the ATV register for January 20th that you guys all got in your email. If there's any questions on that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
And then the financial review for December 2025, you were,
Yeah, so on
Mike did.
that. I second it.
All in favor?
Sorry, they didn't vote.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Okay, then I have the financial review for December 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Back to you, Gary.
Okay, I have another APV register. You weren't emailed this one because I just did it with Triva today, so you have a copy of it in front of you. But this is part of the year-end process, and it captures any APV that was missed from January to December that wasn't on a register. Or it might have been, and it's just a computer glitch, but it's just part of the year-end process.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think
Opposed?
Okay, and then I have a transfer resolution, and what this is doing is moving some money that was left from 2025 into the police repairs for the extra money that was needed for the repair on the truck. And then we have another encumbrance resolution because the job changed from cans and lifters to an engine. So I had to redo the PO, which means I had to redo the encumbrance. So,
Yeah, once they got into it and they fixed it, and they still had a noise when they were sludging severely down low. But they negated the work they'd already done, which was nice of them. And they said, and their quote was $6,000 or $7,000 less than the other dealership.
Yeah.
so
They're doing a
basically-
solid us for it.
Basically, I had to avoid the original PO that we encumbered money for to create for the new job.
So it's the,
So the first one is to transfer the money into the appropriation for police repair. And then the second one is the resolution to encumber the funds to spend it out of last year's budget.
make a motion to approve.
Which one?
Yeah, probably,
You gotta do them separate.
let's do the transfer first.
Okay, fine, so.
He says fine.
Mike, Cameron, you made a motion
I make a motion to, yes, to
for the transfer.
transfer.
For transfer resolution.
Who seconded?
Janet did.
All approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the encumbrance resolution 2026-0120B is your other paper.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And that's all I have.
Town alleys. Jared, anything on them?
Actually, I talked to Randy DeVault earlier today. I saw him and I said, hey, we're gonna need some gravel probably done. Would you be willing to still do that? And he said, yeah. I said, well, when we get warmer, I'm gonna get with him about nailing the ones that we need to get gravel done first. And I think one of the first ones we're gonna focus on is over there off of 4th Street between Market and Johnson. I think we talked about that. That's the first one we're gonna do, I think. And that's one we talked about, Cameron, a while ago.
Mark, you wrong?
Yeah, on the east side, or the west side of town, going west from 4th. There's that alley,
From 4th Street to the,
205th.
by his.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, well, sorry, you said
yeah.
Market and
Oh, I go in
Johnson
between
and
those,
I
yeah.
was headed the wrong
I
way.
go parallel with them.
Well,
So.
I was going the other way.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, when Brian had his surveyor come out and do the stakes, that's when I noticed that we're gonna end up doing that, like alleys like that all the way through. But I did notice, like, it's good to see those because it actually, it was more shifted than what,
It probably
We
was
thought,
need to be
yeah.
all the way down to,
Yeah.
Second Street.
and that's the plan. But that was good to see that because then I could see where the alley truly existed after he had those stakes put in, so.
I would really like to see you do the one over here by the,
The apartments, that's on the prior list, so. And, getting it with Neil on doing any,
Great.
grading and all that stuff. So I've got a couple guys lined up, but then we're gonna wait till we get into the warmer weather before we tackle it, so.
After June, I can do it.
Yeah, yeah, so.
Brian?
Okay, thank you for allowing me to be here. Have a couple things, this evening on lot number 4, in block L. So this is at the corner of 2nd and Anderson. It would be on the south side of Anderson and on the east side of 2nd. In order to build, we have staked 6 lots in Wolcott, all of which one was vacant, but the other 5 we just cleaned the houses off. And we would like to start building new homes on all 6 of those lots. Our intention is to do one at a time. And as soon as we sell one, build the next one. We're looking at homes that are going to be in the $325,000 to $350,000 range. We think that's very doable in Wolcott. And we would like to prep all the lots at one time. So we're trying to get them all prepped, so it's just a lot easier for us. We have to bring in a significant amount of fill and raise those lots up to build on their own. They're also going to be low relative to the road. So it's lot number 4. It's lot number 4 in block L, where I said south and east of 2nd. In order to build there, we have to request a variance. The house that was previously there was much closer to the street than what we will be, but the ordinance has changed, the ordinance was replaced, so we have to request an ordinance there. We will put our house about 40, still be about 45 feet from the edge of the street, which is still quite a bit longer than it was. And then right across the street from that, in block K, the exact same situation, the exact same distance and everything. So now we're still south of Anderson and west of Second Street. So I just want to make you guys aware that we're going to be requesting a variance on those two lots. I really appreciate town support to do that, so we can build some nice new homes there. They do not have, we were too late for January, they do not have a BZA does not meet in February, so we plan to go to the BZA meeting in March. So we'll put up signs. I have not yet filed the applications. I want to make you guys aware before I file the applications, company signs. So I really don't need any action on that. I just want to be aware.
You don't need their approval first, Dion had to have approval to be able to do their garage addition from the town.
No, they told me no. I don't know what they don't know. But at the area plan office, they told me that,
That could have been because of Dick's Street.
Yes.
So where's your driveway coming off of?
the driveways are coming off of,
Right, Anderson.
I think they're all coming off of Anderson.
Yeah.
I think all five, so there's five in a row
I
there.
see,
And I think all five of them are coming off of Anderson, I'm pretty sure. The way
I can look at that again. I know Area Plan sent
Yeah.
them over the last time to me, and it was more of adding a driveway, secondary driveway. I don't know about this, but it was more of us just acknowledging it, saying we're good with it. you know.
right, that's what I'm getting at, is he needs us just to go ahead and do it as a precautionary, for if they do need it, we already said.
Yeah, I'll double check that for him. That way, I know you said it won't be till March, but that way if we have to in February, we can address that before he does that in March.
And it also may be because these are all new dwellings.
Yeah.
And Dion added to an existing dwelling.
Yeah, and I have all that ordinance printed out.
Who else did one? Do it twice.
We had to do it
The one down
again
on
for-
South Street.
Yeah, but see, that was the same.
Yeah, but we didn't have anything to do with their structure they were building, only their secondary driveway.
Right.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Well, I'll double check.
So the other four, all six of the lots, the homes are staked, so if you want to go by and look at it, you can see, the stakes are actually set 5 feet out in all directions to give us room to go in and excavate the topsoil and put a good fill there. You can get the general idea. So you go in 5 directions. There's one stake that is a true stake in the corner of a house. If so, you can recognize that, but everything else is set back 5 feet. It gives room to excavate and then bring in fill, but it'll give you a general idea of where we are and what we are. The other four lots are all good as far as zoning and everything. So we will be applying for permits on some of those pretty quickly. So just want you to be aware.
Are there 5 houses down Anderson Street, or will there be 6?
5,
5 houses and then the one on South Street?
yes.
We stopped that. We had it on the, we had it in the minutes.
So we're gonna make a motion to approve okay, the variance. Is it 40, you said 45,
Appreciate that.
or you said 40, how's the room you set off the street, 45 feet?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Is that definite 45?
Well, this shows.
How about within 40 feet?
This shows 45.1.
So let's go within, let's go to 40 to 45 feet.
Okay.
You have made the
I
motion?
make a motion, Mike
I
second.
seconded it, yeah.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay, thank you for that. And then the second thing I have is that in block K, so now we're still on Anderson Street, and this would be between the second and third, so it'd be between lots 3 and 4. Okay, so if you get to Second Street and Anderson, you're putting 3 houses in a row on that. 2 houses we took down, and then I own the lot that is the vacant lot right beside that. And in between lots 3 and 4, there's an alley, okay? Most people did not know the alley was there. It was grass, it's been mowed. I don't know which homeowner, or I don't know who has been mowing it. I don't know whether I've been paying to have it mowed or somebody else is mowing it. But I would like to request to vacate that alley. And I can either put that property in with one of the others, or I can split that property, but there's no utilities, there's nothing.
No NIPSCO or,
Nothing, there's absolutely nothing happening on that alley. Jared's looked at it, he's seen it, and there's,
It's just full, it's just
So
full
you're gonna leave the one
grass.
in the back. correct?
yeah.
Just a second.
You can only tell it was an alley by looking at the natural tree lines and seeing, because everything else looks like yard. So,
Okay. Mike, did you want
you wanna look at it? I gotta look at it. It would be this alley here.
to, we have to do,
Which I never knew there was an alley there.
do an ordinance that
yeah, and you'll need
That's
what Kenny had, you'll need an official, like all the lot,
right.
latitude, longitude, all that stuff, so.
Because it was all the way through to Shanklin's, but he only wants to close to it.
Close to the other alley.
Right.
And since it's on his property on both sides, it makes it a lot easier than trying to split it.
So what will have to be done with that, Jared?
Not too dissimilar than conversations we've had recently, just, we'll have to draw it up in an ordinance with all the specifications of where it is, what lot, and all the latitude, longitude, stuff like that. We got others like Kenny's from back in the day that we can use as templates. And then we can draw one up for them, and then you guys can, maybe next meeting, make a motion one way or the other to approve or deny, however you see fit.
Do I need to get a legal on that?
It would speed the process up if you did, but
I can get a legal on that.
if they can draft something up.
Both opposing properties probably.
Yeah, or.
Yeah, side by side.
There's an alley that we need to get about.
Yeah.
There's nothing, it's empty lots right now, so there's nothing even there. I know they've been
It's
there
grass.
now, and it's grass. I never even knew the alley was there. I don't even know this. Kenny, did you know there was an alley there? There's no electrical.
Assume that when the town is plotted, there are alleys everywhere, so without figuring out it has an alley down the middle and both ways and next. Around here, but a lot of them over the years were not improved, and people mowed them, and they get, one of the things you gotta think about though, when you close alleys, because this is what happened over here on Second. People start driving through them, if there's no stop sign, they charge right through them alleys at speed. So it happened over here with Jim Harrowitz. The people on South, come up Johnson, well, they couldn't get through because they closed Johnson Street for Indiana Ribbon. So they jog over half a block and then they come sailing up the alley between Third and Second. There's no stop sign. They blow right through there. So if you close an alley or you open alleys, you close them, absolutely, but if you improve them, that's what I wanted to say. If you improve them to where people can drive through them, you're gonna put stop signs on them, or you're gonna be liable when they T-bone somebody.
Right.
The only ones we're improving right now are the current gravel ones.
Well, I'm just saying alleys in general should have, if you're gonna let them drive through them, they need to have stop signs to protect the town. Because the ones that they drive through, just like on west of me, the one that comes down between Fourth and Fifth, seen a couple of people come sailing down that thing and they don't even attempt to stop. So the improved alleys, at some point, may have to have stop signs put on them to protect the town.
I would just feel better since we are putting the new buildings up, if we talk to, both fire and ambulance. And, you know, they have to have their.
Well, the problem with it is, he won't be able to do his house, won't be able to set them right.
Yeah.
So there would be 3 from Second to, along Anderson, correct?
Yes, going west at Second, there's gonna be 3 houses.
3 houses there,
And I'm requesting the alley to be vacated between the third and fourth houses.
but there is still an alley that runs
Behind it.
behind it so they can get in to
From
do
the-
fire or ambulance
From
behind,
Right.
If they want
or
to.
behind.
There's utilities, the one behind there's utilities, NIPSCO's lines, everything's on the line that runs behind it, that runs east and west. That one has to stay.
Right. It's just grass where it's gonna make it hard to go through anyway, but
Most
it can be put on the list.
We don't have to put a stop sign in an alley. It's not a law. The law states that you have to stop whether there's a sign or not. There's no requirement on putting a stop sign in an alley. Could you? Yep, but you don't. You can go look at every other town in the city. You're not required to by law. So, and you're not liable any worse because it's state code. If you know how to drive a car, it's under the state code. You have to stop if you're leaving an alley, crossing or entering a roadway.
So we'll work on that.
So we'll work on the,
I'll work
ordinance,
on getting you,
or if you wanna get us a,
I'll get you the legal description on that alley too.
right,
So, okay. The last thing I have is just, so as soon as we get the house in motion with that done, the next thing we're working on is starting to do work on plans. We would like to build an apartment complex at the end of Scott Street, or this would be behind Fingertip Shop. We're not sure the size, maximum would be 36 units. We would be looking at a combination of studio, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom, predominantly 2-bedroom. Our studies indicate that there's a real need for more housing in this area. This is not, we're not seeking any ready money. There's a lot of reasons for that. We don't want to be told how much we can charge. We'll probably be targeting rent for a 3-bedroom, probably in the $1,500 range, is what we're looking at and targeting there. So I just want to make you aware of that before I file for a permit or anything. I will talk to you. We'll have to have approval on that from the town because that will require its own change from our, I don't know, it's either R1 or it would require a change to R3. So we'll need to do that. So just want to make you aware.
How will they get back there?
I'm sorry.
How will they get back there?
Oh, we will have to put a crossing across
Ditch?
the ditch, probably about in the center of the lot is what we're talking about. Last thing I'll make you aware of is that we are engaging a design firm to do a lot of redesign on our buildings on Market Street. And the first one that we are going to be most serious about is trying to get pizza in this town. So I had a goal of having Pizza Place open by Memorial Day, but design people aren't keeping up with where they need to be, so that might be a challenge. So hopefully we'll get some great way.
It's a good sign the lights are on.
Hmm?
It's a good sign the lights are on in there.
Somebody forgot to shut off.
By the windows.
Yeah, the door, yeah.
So people don't get helpful. Hey, what's happening?
So we have some foundation people in looking at doing some leveling on the foundations. We're in discussions with people about starting to refurbish, we're calling several more buildings and get that done. Yeah. So probably one at a time, but just making sure where we are, what we're doing, and try to keep you updated.
Thank you.
thank you.
That's all I have. You're welcome.
While I'm thinking of it, Roots' security lights on Johnson Street are all out.
Sorry.
Security lights on Roots,
Okay.
on Johnson, they're all out.
Okay.
Keep reading these.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of things the electrician needs to do. They don't just get somebody.
I-
I'll check that. We'll probably need to go down
of those things I've seen them and forgotten them.
I'll look at it. Thanks.
Anybody?
I have questions for Chuck.
Okay.
So the gospel thing that you're working on, okay? How much do you have to pay?
Can I address the board before we discuss
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I came to you guys last May with the idea of putting on a concert for our community and helping our senior citizens. And when I brought it to the board, it seemed like everybody was 100% behind it, and they all liked the idea. Well, since that time, the plan was to have it in the park. And the cost to have it in the park was like $18,000. So I had to cancel it 3 months before the concert came because the guy that had the stage dropped the ball on me and couldn't bring me the stage. And luckily, it rained that Saturday, so I'd been dead in the water anyway. But in the meantime, I had contracts with the Guardians and with Sherry Taylor in Southern Indiana. I had to honor them contracts because of binding. So I had to take money out of my personal savings account to pay the extra money that I owed for the groups that I had to cancel. So in the meantime, I got back to work on it and set it up. Got with Mr. Colt, we got it all set up, we're to have it at the high school. And my plan is only charge $10. Well, if you look on Google and you Google what it costs for the Guardians admission fee, it ranges $30 to $40. And if they want front row seats, it's $50 to $60. Well, I'm charging $10 for 2 shows. And I don't think that's out of the question. I mean, you can't go nowhere for an evening and see 2 performances, plus have a free will donation Easter dinner. That's the plan of what's going on right now. And I feel, since you guys were behind me, I never asked for no help, that I should be entitled with what Main Street was getting to make this all happen. Because I do need the help as much as anybody. And my program is giving back to the community. Every dime that I try to make from this, over 50% of it is going to the senior citizens to help with food, medicine, electricity, or whatever they may need. It's gonna go to the Remington Wolf Foundation. I'm gonna make a donation after the concert's over and give them a check to help the seniors. But I do need help getting this off. The Guardians cost me over $4,000. Sherry Taylor cost me $1,500. I've got most of it paid for, but I got a dinner to put on. I had to buy tickets to sell advance tickets because I gotta know how many people are interested in coming on how much meal to make. So all this adds up to a lot of money, but it's nothing like what it would have been. And most of it's, can't say all paid for, most of it's paid for, but I still need some help between now and April. And like I said, I feel I'm giving to the community. This is a non-for-profit. I don't make nothing. Everything that I make is going to help somebody or pay my insurance for next year to have another one. So I'm asking the board to think this over real good and try to give me as much as they give Main Street or anybody else, because what I'm doing is more important than some of the things they have done. That's all I have to say, and I appreciate your time.
When's the concert, Chuck?
Pardon?
What day is the concert?
It's April 11th on a Saturday, the Saturday after Easter. And this is all, it's a gospel concert. It's all tying in with Easter and Jesus Christ being crucified and risen from the dead. And this music all goes along with that. So it'll be a very good concert. The Guardians are one of the top quartets in the United States. They have several #1 songs that's voted on by the gospel concert committee in Tennessee. That's all I have to say, but I sure need the help.
What's the dinner gonna be?
Pardon?
The dinner,
Well, I can't tell you about the dinner for sure yet till I start selling tickets. I'm gonna sell tickets starting next week. Mike's grocery store is gonna sell tickets for me. I gotta talk to, people here in town to see if they help. The cafe might help, or maybe Lou Barnes will help sell tickets. So we'll have places to go to get tickets.
Yeah. She's gonna check the budget, the line item to see if we have that much money that we can give you 3,000.
I didn't hear you, sir.
So she has to look in the books. She doesn't have it in front of her. So we'll discuss it again at the next meeting. About giving
Second? I didn't.
We're gonna table it for now,
Okay.
and then we'll do the next meeting. You'll be on the agenda for next.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you put him on the agenda for the next meeting.
So you're making a motion to take.
Table, yeah.
Do I have a second?
second.
All in
Can I make the motion? Is that
You
okay?
can second, you can make the motion in second, and we can't vote on
All right, yeah.
Okay, I'll second.
All in favor to have a table?
it.
All opposed?
We're abstaining.
Janet? Yeah, I got 3 yeses and 2 abstaining.
So 3 yes, 2, oh, okay.
Am I right, Chris? You did say, I thought I heard you. Is there anything else?
We need to get with Jacob, see where we're at with what he's found with annexing. I did talk to Mark about that the other day. He called me and would be interested in having his attorney help Jacob get it done faster.
I'll try to call him tomorrow.
If Jacob would be willing to accept that. Move faster on.
Kenny, you had something?
Yeah, I told you that I would check on the sirens.
Oh, yes.
So this is a quote on 2 sirens from Darley, who we buy a lot of fire equipment from. And one of the top one is a 7.5 horse electric motor. The page behind it shows the ability of, they both transmit about a mile when you look at the footage. Stuff is underlined. This is if they put it, these guys have come in from Chicago, do the whole thing, bring a pole, run the electric. All you have to do is have a spot and power to it.
Okay.
But if you want to have it done yourself, it saves $8,800. You subtract that. And so on. The second page of each one, the 7.5 and the 10. The 10 will supposedly, it radiates 500 feet farther than the 7.5. I think one's 2,800 and one's 3,300.
Okay.
Either one, if it was setting, the drawing for either of them is at
Setting.
a fire station right now.
Right.
So would go a half mile in any direction, basically what the one we have does now. If you're gonna wanna put it at the park, it'll be heard both ways, it'll overlap a little bit up in this area, and it'll go farther, obviously. There's a picture on the back of, these things have horns, whatever you wanna call it.
It's more the trumpet style.
Yeah, I
Versus
don't
those
care
swinging.
for them, honestly, because I think they don't catch wind. Tom said they sell them all the time, and they've never had anybody complain about wind tearing them up. But they just sold Goshen one for $33,000, but it's the bottom one on that page.
So this is just 22,000 for one.
One.
For one.
Now, the ones that swing like Remington has, do they go further?
That do what?
The ones that Remington has, do they go further than this one?
I don't know what they have.
Well, they're a federal signal, but they're the one that revolves.
Well, yeah, and they don't set them off in cold weather because they tear up the ring gear.
Well, no, but I'm just asking if they.
I don't know what they're in, I don't know what they'll cover. I talked to Janine, head of dispatch at a chief's meeting last week, and she said, we don't set those off in Monticello or anywhere in real cold weather. Idaville's, I believe, is tore up now, and I think Monticello has some that have been damaged. They're electronic, and you know what electronics and weather does.
Right.
I'm not for them myself.
Right.
They turn, and so the projection goes one way, and as it turns around, it gets fainter this way. One thing for these, they aim it the same in all directions.
So where I was looking at, maybe putting one, be like out on 900 at the lift station there. You could get one there and one do it south end of town, down by Farney's or something, to try to get us, and leave the one we have now, because there's nothing wrong with the one we got.
No, I can hear it at the plant when they're just quiet,
Right.
but.
But I'm trying to
Yeah,
get some more on the outside edges, because I feel sometimes like if I'm at home and you got TV on or whatever, you can't necessarily hear it inside the house there.
I can miss it too, same way. But anyway, that's just, I'm not selling sirens.
No.
Tom is a very good person for me to deal with. He's the chief of Valparaiso for 20 years. Now he sells fire equipment. Most of the stuff I've bought in the last 3 or 4 years has been off him. He just, I asked him, I knew that Darley sold them. Our Rescue 3 is a Darley truck. And he said, yeah, he could work up a quote. They make one that doesn't have the spouts on it. And I can get that quoted. I don't know what the distance of that is. But these are basically like what we've got. It's an electric motor spinning a fan.
Right.
Pretty simple. The only electronics that you see in there includes the radio control, which I think is $3,000 and some dollars. Because there's no way at the distance you won't be able to wire them together so that one control. You'd have to have wires strung everywhere.
Yeah.
So, whatever you do, I mean, they gotta be remotely activated. You just need single, those are both single phase 220.
Right.
It's just a look, there's lots of companies make them, I just,
Well, if this is what you
started.
think we should go, you're the one that maintains the one we have now, basically.
I've got more information coming from Ken Smith on.
We do.
Yes, I do. He should be dropping it off for Terry tomorrow.
If not,
I would like to see what he has
good
to
buddy
say.
Andrew Magner because he was supposed to pay for 2 of them. Want that quote?
Who?
EDP.
So,
Anyway, I got more information coming from him.
okay, so I will stall a little bit longer. What's another year?
You're out of here in 6 months. That's what another year is.
So, within the next month.
Is there anything else? Meeting adjourned. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, right. I was just gonna have you guys sign it, saying I'm here, so I didn't have to class stuff.